Hello and welcome to Martin Lucas Investors channel. My name is Sensei and I'm here to do the morning forecast. We've got a few, and by forecast we know we mean market forecast. I've got a few big news stories for you today. XRP, SEC, Archer CEO on Jimmy Fallon, and we'll be looking through the chart. So is it going to be a thundery day in the markets today? Are we going to be down big, or is it just going to be a sideways calm day in the markets? Or will it be one of those days where we start making lots of money in the sun? One of those days where we just see all-time highs. Is it going to be one of those days and then they take it away from us? Let's see. Making money is the easy part. The hard part is to keep it. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Let's get straight into it. What we're looking at first, just to jump through, is the S&P 500. The king of the market is up 0.34%. NASDAQ is up the same amount. So we've got a good start to the day in those terms. We've got SPCE still up 18%. You guys would have seen me come onto the chat, and I said I sold at $4.50. Again, that's not my long-term position. It's very much a position that I've been looking to trade out of, and I'm looking to potentially buy back at $3.50. If I don't get those buys, I don't mind. I've still got my long-term position, but you can see $4.50. I came live in the chat, and I said that's why I'm selling. But now, look, momentum is continuing. We have had a few instances where we've got back up to $4.40. So it could be another good day for SPC. Remember, we've said it's undervalued and we've said it's risky. So many people have been punished on this stock. And I just want to say taking profits isn't always a bad thing. Yes, you might miss out on a $100 SPC, but you might also save yourself money in case you need it in the short term. Also, in case SPC goes bankrupt. Remember, if there was no risk of it going bankrupt, we wouldn't be sitting at a $133 million market cap. So there we go. SPCE, just to give you an update. We do have much higher levels. We've got $4.50 was the first main level, which has been hit. As soon as we take that out, I've got laddering out positions on my trading position: $5.20, $5.85, $6.80, $8.20, and then the main big target is $10. And you can see these lines have been in since we did our last analysis pre short squeeze. So there we go. That's a quick update on SPCE. Moving on to Archer, up 5% pre-market. Remember, we brought you the news first. We brought you the news about the Olympics months ago, months ago now. We covered it live yesterday. Vaz came on the show and he was excited about that news, and obviously the Jimmy Fallon show. We brought that news to you first as well. That has now occurred, and we did say, look, it's about sentiment. Technically speaking, I'm not a buyer of Archer Aviation at this point. Actually, I'm a seller of Archer Aviation. Not my whole position, but remember, we've been buying this at $5.63. We've been buying this around the $4 mark. More recently, buying it at $8 in a few months, or in this case, for my last buy in a few days, few weeks, we're up 65%. So there's nothing wrong with selling. Again, nothing I say in this video is financial advice. This is just my thoughts and opinions only. Please do not trade based on anything I say, and that would be a very bad decision, because all of our situations are different. All our risk tolerances are different. I'm ultra high risk tolerance. So there we go. Archer. But we also did say you break $11.74. Your next main target is $18. So that is the next target on Archer, unless it is a fake out. But Archer does have its upside potential, does have its risks. Again, would I be buying now? Probably not. If I had no exposure to Archer and I really wanted some eVTOL exposure, then maybe I would. But at this point, I wouldn't be buying it in terms of, because it's the risk reward is not as good. And remember what they're doing now, as we will later discuss with the Jimmy Fallon stuff. They're on a PR train. They're just trying to get out as much good news. They're trying to do the opposite of what SPC do. SPC don't go out after investors, don't try and hype up their stock. They do the complete opposite, which is not great. Archer does it the complete opposite way, which is go out after PR, try and get the retail involved, try and get the retail excited. And then somewhere in between, you've got something like vertical aerospace. So let's see if they go in that direction of PR, PR, PR. They better back up what they're saying, and they better deliver on what they're saying. So here we go. Let's get into your comments. If you have just tuned in, please do hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Let's see who's in the chat, and then we'll get on to our main stories for today. Steve is in the chat. Good morning, first person here. Shane Holder is here. The classic car not. No Mike yet. I can cover for him. Mike will be. Oh, there he is. Mike's already here. Mike's been here. Don't worry. The classic car nut. We've got Chris Fulton in the show. I believe today may be a good day for XRP. We shall see. Good morning, all. Thank you, Jesse. We've got DJ Haynes in the house. Good morning. Welcome to you. Good morning, Sensei. XRP latest news. Don't worry, we'll get on to the latest news for XRP. Afternoon, Sensei. I think we are in good. We are in for a fun day. It's always a fun day in the markets. Whether it's up or down, it's certainly a day in the market, isn't it? Never a dull day in the market. Yes, thank you, Martin. I've seen that. Did you see my message on? Let me see. Yes, if you could have a look at the message I've sent you, Martin, that would be appreciated. SPCE could up 18% pre-market. Could it see the squeeze continue today? XRP come on $100 price makes it make it happen, make us rich. Martin Wright again with SPCE. I'm on the sidelines. This one could be a mistake, or it couldn't be a mistake. Who knows? We cannot tell you the future. It started yesterday late in the day. Got super exciting. I'm out of SPC. It took my money back 3 years ago. I'm sorry about that, Mike. It punished all of us. Don't worry, it's not just you. That's the issue of high risk stocks and overhyped stocks. Right now, it's obviously much more undervalued than it was 3 years ago. SPC setting high lows. Yes, Andy. What do you think of? I don't know what Mike is talking about. Anyone that says XRP will reach $100, especially in the head, it needs a 10 trillion market cap, 8 to 9x of Bitcoins. Yeah, well, you can certainly look into the future and look in 5 years, 10 years time, and it's not as crazy as a prediction as some would say. $1,000, $200, $150. That you can say those are very unrealistic. $100 is possible. $10 trillion market cap. Remember, it's not about people investing; it's about how much money is flowing through XRP. More money making YouTube videos about XRP than holding it, wise man once said. More money, more making YouTube videos about XRP than holding it. T2, please explain yourself. I don't know what that comment means. Sensei, yes, I will do an SPC chart video. Sensei, John Smith, I don't want to give any time or attention to that. In all honesty, they can do what they like, but there's certainly been no exposing. Mark Lane, good morning. Steve, Wally, good morning, everyone. Sasha Lantia, hello. Toshi is Ricky says Toshi. What do you think will be the top for this FOMO on Archer? What do you think will be the top? I mean, if FOMO really kicks in, $18 could be the top for this FOMO. Yeah. Sensei, how are you doing? Good morning. Standing on the moon, we love it. Hashtag standing on the moon. Hello, morning. What's this Jimmy Fallon thing? Explain, please. Yes, we will get on to. Archer CEO was on Jimmy Fallon last night. Retail investors are getting excited. A whole new load of investors might be coming into Archer. It's up 6% pre-market. We will go through that in a second. Hello, Mike King, Sensei in the house. So, $100 price is possible, but not in the short term, right? Yes, 100% not in the short term. Do not expect it in the next year. Do not expect it in the next few years. We're talking 5 years plus. What do you think of Palantir? I think it's you can't fight the trend, and the trend's very much been to the upside. However, I would definitely not be buying it because it's just there's so many better opportunities than Palantir. Palantir can just go down like that in a heartbeat. It's so overvalued. Price to earnings, never seen anything like it. Sitting and looking at the moon, but still don't see XRP on the XRP is, as we said, $2.60 didn't break with a candle close. Unfortunately, it's downtrend until we have another go. or it could lead us into the bear market. Again, we'll have a look at the XRP chart shortly. Okay, let's do it. Let's get into it. Let me see if I've got a response from Martin. Okay. Okay, we will just not do that. I have a stock analysis price. How do I get you to? Alessio Collar, if you want me to analyze a stock, as you can see on the screen, you can do a $4.99 super chat, and I can do that for you. Yes, you super chat. You see that? If you haven't don't know how it works, there's a little money button, and then you can do a super chat. Tell me the ticker symbol. Tell me long term, short term. Tell me if you want to tell me a bit more about it, or just give me the ticker symbol of the stock. Okay. Let's get into the show. So what we're going to do first is, what should we do first? Tell me first. The comment section can decide. Do you want me to talk about Archer? Do you want me to talk about XRP, SEC? Do you want me to do the SPCE short squeeze video? SPCE, Archer, XRP. Go in the chat. Quick. The first. Let's see what the comment section does. Let's put the music on. You tell me what you want me to cover first. I'll put the music on. You hit the like button. You tell me what to do.
The year is
hit that like button.
Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony, until one day a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
How many likes? Whoa. We won't be doing anything at this rate. 38 likes. Let's get that up to 100 likes. Come on, guys. What's going on? Oh, SRMF.
Alessio Collier donated £4.99 through a super chat. SRFM.
Thank you very much. We will do that shortly. It will definitely be in this video. So you expect that in the next, within the next half an hour, probably in 15 minutes, Alessio Collier. Okay, we're not going to do anything at 38 likes. Come on, let's get to 100 likes. I'm going to put the music on. You're going to tell me what you want me to do at SPC, XRP, or Archer first. And then as soon as we hit 100 likes, we can get into it. But what's going on, guys? Come on.
The year is 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony.
XRP, SPCE.
A young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
Okay, there's a lot. I thought it would be very much decided, but it is hard to looking through the chat. So I've got a poll up. You've got 1 minute. Vote on the poll. Which one do you want first? I'm gonna do Alessio. I'm gonna vote for Alessio Collier's suggestion, but I don't think many people will. We've got the poll up. Vote on the poll. Hit the like button, and we'll get into it in 30 seconds. Come on, guys, we need 100 likes, 20 more, let's do it. Okay, we'll close the poll at 90 likes. Come on, 90 likes. 5 more likes. Let's do it. There we go. Thanks everyone for participating in that. I think we nearly got 100 likes. 97 likes, 3 more likes. That's perfect. So we closed the poll. XRP. The XRP army is strong, isn't it? The XRP army is always very strong. 56% want XRP first, then SPCE, then Archer, and then we'll get on to our special super chat for SRFM. Okay. Thank you everyone for participating in that. Everyone knows that you, Martin, are going to deliver, so I don't understand why people don't automatically hit the like as soon as they get on. Yeah, David, what's going on? I don't understand. It's fine. We all forget. I sometimes join Martin's streams and then he asks about the like, and I'm like, oh my god, I haven't liked the stream yet. We forget. We're human. Yeah, a big mix there. So let's go. Let's do XRP, then SPC, then we'll do the Archer news, and then we will do the super chat. We've got a lot to do in half an hour. Let's get into it. I think I'll do the XRP as a video because obviously we haven't covered this new SEC news that came out yesterday. So let's do that first. If you're here right now, then obviously you get to watch the video be made and get the news first. So I'm just going to check a few things, get everything lined up for this. Here we go. Let me get XRP on the screen. Let's do it. XRP, here we go. Ooh. No, that's all fine. Let me make sure we can listen into this as well. Yeah, okay. We're going to do the XRP first. So we're going to make it into a video. Breaking news on Martin Lucas Investors channel. My name is Sensei and we are here to cover the breaking news about the SEC Ripple case. We've got an update. It's not the best update. It's not the worst update, but we're going to look at the chart. We've got a possible bear market signal on the chart as well. So it's more of a warning video this is, so please do watch it. It won't be very long at all. Stay till the end for a special surprise as well. So getting straight into it. XRP's price action is currently at $2.42. The reason I'm giving a warning is because we didn't break out of $2.62. If we had enough volume, if we had enough buyers, if we had institutions buying it, we should have easily broken through $2.62. We watched it for 3 days, and for 3 days it failed to break out, and yesterday we actually had a breakdown. We broke through $2.50. So on a day-to-day basis, looking at these charts every day, I am now more bearish than bullish on the short-term price action of XRP. Why am I saying that? Because I'm not going to be bullish until we're at least back up above $2.50 and more realistically back above $2.62. It seems if you're just looking at the chart, you can see 2 days, 2 candles, and that one in the middle as well of a rejection of resistance. That is not the most bullish thing to see on a chart. So that those 3 candles in the short term did sort of give us that heads up that downwards price action can occur. However, we hold $2.30 and we're fine. As long as we stay above $2.30, we're fine. If we break $2.30, don't be surprised for another $2 XRP. And I want to put this warning out there as well. This is another warning I want to put out there. Yes, I'm bullish on XRP. Yes, I see $10 XRP by Q2 of 2026. That is my base case. I give that likelihood a 60% likelihood. Again, Everything I'm saying is not financial advice. Please do not follow any of my trades. Please do not do what I say. Please do not take any trades based off what I'm doing. This is not financial advice. This is just my thoughts and opinions only. I'm a very high risk investor. I'm a very high risk tolerance person as well. My capacity for loss is through the roof. So don't if you've got don't put in more than you can afford to lose realistically, especially if you're looking short term. The warning is we don't know if the bear market has started, and that's talking across the whole general market. So you need to know in the back of your head when you're investing in XRP, the bull market could have already come and gone. We could have had a terrible bull market. We could have had a tiny altcoin season. We've seen the altcoin season. We saw the Bitcoin rally. Bitcoin went to 110,000. Altcoins had their big moves. XRP went up 700% more than it did last cycle. So there is a case for the bears to make about the bull market being over. That's not right now. Looking at the price action, right now looking at the charts, I don't agree with them, but they have a case, they have a point, and we can't ignore it. And that's the warning I want to put out there: is do not expect this is a get rich quick scheme. These investments in crypto are a roller coaster. You make money, you lose money much quicker than you make money. You then go into bear markets for 4 years, and then it all happens again. The reason I stay invested in XRP is because you see these all-time highs happen in a matter of weeks. You see them happen in 2 weeks. If you're not invested in the market, it happens, it's gone, it's done, you missed out. So I've always got a long-term bag of XRP, but I've also got a trading bag of XRP. I haven't taken a trade since I bought at $1.70. I've still got that open position. However, if we start breaking $2.30, I will consider trimming my trades, my leverage trades that I bought at $1.70. I last buy, because there is an argument that if we start breaking these supports, $2.30, $2, then we could be entering a mini bear market or a longer term bear market. And that's the warning I want to put out there. Not because I'm negative on XRP. I'm actually more bullish than most people. I don't have $1,000 price prediction, but I do have a $100 price prediction in the next 5 to 10 years on XRP, and I do have a $10 price prediction by Q2 of 2026. And that can happen in weeks. That could $10 could be in 2 months' time. It could be in 6 months' time. So you need to prepare. This is the point I'm making in this video. You need to be prepared for all scenarios. You need to be prepared for this to take another 5 years. You need to be prepared for XRP to never make all-time highs again. You need to be prepared for a bear market. You need to be prepared for XRP to make all-time highs next month. You need to be prepared for a $10 XRP in 2 quarters' time. The perfect strategy, the perfect plan takes all of them into consideration, and you'll be fine either way. For example, my situation, I bought at 30 cents. Perfect. It's probably never going to go back down there. Let's ignore my entry price. A lot of people have just started investing in XRP. Let's say your cost average is $2, and you're a high risk investor, and you can afford to hold the money for a while. You need to be happy with XRP going back to $1. You need to be happy for XRP to go sideways for a couple years, 3 years until the next bull market at those levels, accumulating, for example. You need to be happy. You have to have a plan in place for XRP, a take profit strategy. I've got my take profit strategy very much ready. I know why I'm going to take my profits. I need to be ready for those, to take those profits potentially this year, potentially in 3 years' time. The perfect strategy looks at what's going on, keeps up to date on the market on the day-to-day, and also has a long-term strategy that you're going to be fine either way. This is not a video of me trying to fearmonger you guys. It's a video of me trying to get you prepared, because I would hate to see you guys lose out because you weren't prepared for the downside, and you were only prepared for upside. Only being prepared for upside leaves a few issues. This SEC news, however, is not bearish. People putting a bearish spin on the SEC news, it's not bearish. It's this little bit of a setback. It's not it's not ideal, but it's not bearish. Let's have a look at that SEC news right now. So what's happened on yesterday, and the reason I didn't cover it live is because it was pretty much a nothing burger. It's not you don't need to react to the news really. The price doesn't need to go down because of this news. It's nothing. On May the 15th, 2025, Judge Torres denied the SEC and Ripple's joint motion for an indicative ruling, which would have let them go back to her to lift the injunction on Ripple to reduce the fine from 125 million to 50 million. Why was it denied? It was a procedural issue, not a ruling against Ripple or XRP. The court said The motion didn't follow the correct legal framework. Ripple and SEC filed it as a request for settlement approval under Rule 62.1, but what they were really asking for was vacating a final judgment and reducing the penalty should have done under Rule 60, a much stricter rule. They wanted to take the quick route, the SEC and Ripple. They just wanted to get it over and done with. Judge Torres, look, she's been through it for 3 years, 4 years. The SEC continuing to upset the court with misruling, with presenting facts wrong, with delaying things, with a terrible, terrible case they brought against Ripple, and now they suddenly just want to get rid of it. Judge Torres has been through it for 3 years. With the SEC being so particular about things, with the SEC going after Ripple in such a particular way and in such a wrongful way, that she's saying, well, you can't just get rid of it like that. If you're going to be like that before, you've annoyed me so much, you have to do it in the proper sense, and you have to do it under the correct rules, and you have to do it with more paperwork under the correct rules, and we're gonna end this properly. Judge Torres said she doesn't have jurisdiction right now. Both Ripple and SEC already appealed the original judgment to the Second Circuit Court of Appeals. This court can't take action unless the appeals court sends it back, so we have to wait for that to happen. They didn't meet the burden to change the judgment. She noted the Ripple and SEC didn't provide the strong legal basis needed to undo the final judgment, vacating the injunction and cutting the fine by 60%. They didn't even mention the correct rule that governs this kind of request. The key quote, if jurisdiction were restored to this court, the court would deny the party's motion as procedurally improper. So first of all, they have to wait for it to come back to Judge Torres's court, and secondly, even if it did, they didn't do it in the procedurally proper way. So even if it came back from the appeal court, she still wouldn't approve it unless it was done correctly. Why is it not a big deal? This is not a rejection of the settlement between Ripple and SEC. It's just a technical denial of the procedure they used to implement it. The appeal court can still grant a limited remand to let them try again with the proper legal mechanism. The appeal process is still active, and both sides may simply need to restructure and refile the request under the correct rule. This is not a setback for XRP's legal status or a reversal of the July 2023 ruling. It just means Ripple and the SEC tried to fast track the process the wrong way, and the judge said no, follow the proper legal steps. We've got some expert insights into this here. We've got John Deaton giving us a little bit of a breakdown.
What I hope is not at play here is political motivation. You know, I've always said that Judge Torres was good and all of that, and I think she handled the case fine. But, you know, I hope that crypto, the new administration, the Trump and the meme coin, and she's not drawing a line here where she thinks crypto's bad and she's taking a stand. Just because the SEC changed doesn't mean I'm going to change my ruling. I hope she doesn't dig her heels in that way. But
I don't think she will. There's no need for her to do that.
What can we expect? I think we're going to have to see a brief. And I got to tell you, I think the SEC is going to have to eat crow. I think they're going to have to fall on their sword in this joint brief by saying that this case was misguided. I think they got to cite that Congress is working on bills, that digital assets are akin to commodities, and they've come to that decision that ETH, XRP.
That would be great, wouldn't it? The SEC saying, so sorry, Judge Torres, everything we've said is wrong. We are completely changing our tune. This is how great cryptocurrencies are. I mean, it's what they were doing at the round table, and it looks like they have to put it in writing for Judge Torres as well.
Solana, Bitcoin, all of these cryptos are in essence more like commodities and should not be governed. I think that they need to say, look, there's no victim here for Ripple. Ripple can sell to a Bank of America.
It's funny. Now the SEC have to give all the arguments Ripple was giving. Now the SEC has to really explain why they're dropping their appeal. Now the SEC has to face what they did for the last 3 years. Now they're going to have to be defending Ripple. And they will, and they have to, because Ripple are in the right. The SEC wants to drop the case. They're both in agreement, and that will happen. Let's see how much they defend the Ripple now. It sounds like the SEC have to become Ripple's lawyers now.
America, right? They can sell to a hedge fund. Those are people who want to do business with Ripple. So this injunction that you have is limiting them and actually disadvantaging Ripple against maybe other projects. And we think that's unfair. There's no victim here. your injunction is actually hurting American enterprise, is hurting companies who want to use this technology on payment rails and things of that nature.
We'll come back to that in just a second. We've got Stuart Alderoty. He's the official. He is the chief legal officer for Ripple. He said, "Nothing in today's order changes Ripple's win, i.e. XRP is not a security, etc. This is procedural concerns with the dismissal of Ripple's cross appeal. Ripple and the SEC are fully in agreement to resolve this case and will revisit the issue in court together." You need to hear anything else? We're talking chief legal officer, official chief legal officer working at Ripple, saying the SEC and Ripple are in full agreement and they will go and sort it out in court. There's nothing else you need to hear. That is the chief legal officer saying they're in agreement.
Cite Congress bills, all that, basically saying to a shift, hey, we got the digital assets wrong, you know, it was a new technology and we have evolved in our thinking and put all that together and then say to the judge, this is now in the public's best interest. Digital assets are part of our new system moving forward, and XRP is part of that. I think that's really what has to be done.
So that's John Deaton's opinions. We've got Stuart Alderoty giving his thoughts as well. We've got more Ripple news. There's still this behind the scenes. Ripple are just partnering. Ripple partners with WEIA to launch XRP. Ledger Pilot delivering blockchain-powered income and credit solutions to 300 Colombian farmers. We've also got David.
Crypto bro.
David, what's his name? Something. David P. I forgot his name.
Remember, I was trying to buy an
he is
in Miami, and I got
mentioning XRP. Let's listen into this.
And I'm just like, that bastard. He just bought. You know, he heard about Bitcoin when it was, I don't know, $8, $7. It's up on 100. I've slaved for 20 years, and he just outbid. So yes, there's 100% of FOMO on everything. I think that's the meme coin. That's general. I mean, I don't know Bitcoin. I don't know if there's as much FOMO now. It's so established, but like that's why I'm in XRP. Like that it's FOMO. It's not like I have some.
You can tell he's excited about XRP. He's specifically mentioning XRP there.
And belief in it, but it's what, $2, 40 cents or something like that. It's like, what if that's the next Bitcoin? So FOMO, I think, plays a huge part. I remember.
There you go. Fan of XRP, looking for the FOMO. I apologize, that was a bit quiet. But here we go. We've got Stuart Alderoty again explaining why the SEC dropped its appeal against Ripple in March of 2025. So let's listen into this as well.
Stu Alderoty, and this is Crypto.
Oh, we've got a bit of music, so we won't play that. That's a bit of old news anyway. So again, warning. Not really because of the SEC case, but warning because you need. I don't think enough people are prepared for the downside risk as well. I think there's more upside risk or upside potential, but you always need to be prepared for that downwards risk as well. We're talking 50% drops. We're talking potentially coming all the way back to 64 cents in a worst case scenario. I mean, yeah, there is what more worst case scenarios, but we're talking a sensible worst case scenario. If you're not prepared for a 64 cents XRP in a bear market at this point, then I mean, I would hate a 64 cents XRP. I would feel down. However, I'll be so happy as well because I'll be able to buy XRP at prices that I haven't seen for months and months, and prices I want to continue accumulating. It will just give us so much more time to accumulate. But be prepared for downside potential. Be prepared for downside risk, $1, $1.50. But also be prepared for our upside potentials as well. $4.70, $5.30, $6.37, $7.40, $8.51, $11, $13, $18, $33. And I'm going to have a video coming out about $100 XRP as well in the next few years. 5 years plus. So be prepared for anything. That's the main warning of this video. But please do watch these videos up here. If you did stay till the end, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. Let's do another number, 422. Put that in the comment section. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Before you guys start doing that in the live chat, that's coming out as a video. So when you see the video, put 422 in the end of in the comment section of the video. Okay, that was XRP. That's the news. Let's see if there's any reaction to that. Thank you, Martin, for saying, yeah, if you don't mind, I will do I've got two more things obviously I need to cover: Archer, SPCE, and a super chat. So I can I'll probably be going for an additional 10 minutes. Thanks, Martin. Yeah, I don't think it needs to be that long, just so I can get through the next few things. So maybe an additional 10-15 minutes. That would be great. Everyone's doing the 422. 422s for when the video comes out, not for the live chats. Do you think institutions will risk it letting go to? Well, they want to buy at low prices as well. They want to buy at low prices as well. Maybe they're already in. Maybe they want to drive the price down. We don't know. Yeah, if XRP was classified as a security, that would be a massive concern. It never will be because it's not a security. So that's already the law of the land. That's been the law of the land for forever now. So that's not at risk at all at the moment. The thing about the guy saying it could be the next Bitcoin doesn't mean it'll become 100K. Yeah, of course it won't become 100K, but it's FOMO. It will become market cap of Bitcoin, etc., etc. It gives us more time to acquire. Sorry about that. It gives us more time to acquire XRP. Yes. I mean that's the mentality. If it goes down, you need to have the mentality. I would love XRP to go up. That's what I'm betting on right now. However, if it comes down, I don't mind. I'll be fine. I can feed my family. I can pay my mortgage. It's not a large part of my portfolio, and I can buy more. If you're with that mentality, you'll be fine. You'll survive the ups. You'll survive the downs. 422 smashed. Oh, 420. Yeah, put that in the comments when the video comes out. Okay, bro, nobody watches Jimmy Fallon. There will be a fair amount of people that will have no news that flying cars are here, and they'll be interested. They'll think it's a new sector, so there'll be more people watch Jimmy Fallon than quite a few different things out there. Tommy Tinklen, how can it easily be registered as security? Do let us know, because they tried that in court for 3 years and they lost. So if you've got better arguments than what they presented in court, the biggest government institution in the world fighting Ripple, and they couldn't regulate it as security, tell us how you would how it can easily be regulated as security, because it wasn't very easy for them to they spent a lot of money on it, and they couldn't prove it. So there we go. Good morning, Sensei and the Lucas family. XRP. I honestly think it can go down some more, only because I'd like to get a little more. Same. All in the same boat. Okay. Next on the agenda, SPCE. Martin wants me to do a video on SPCE. It's not much to say, but we will talk about the levels and the potential here. Why is this not centered? Sorry. There we go. It's better. Breaking news on Martin Lucas Investors channel. We are looking at SPCE, short potential targets, take profit levels, support zones. Again, nothing I'm going to say in this video is financial advice. Please do not follow my trades. Please do not do anything. Do not follow what I'm doing. Do not do what I'm doing myself. This is not financial advice. This is my thoughts, my opinions for entertainment purposes only. Remember, SPCE is one of those stocks that we've all most of us have been completely destroyed on. So remember those days, and remember that a lot of people have lost a lot of money with SBC, and the trend is very much to the downside, but there is a potential, and it's a very high risk stock. Let me just put that out there before we get into these levels. However, there is potential to make money, and I have, a lot of these people, a lot of members have. We identified a structure at around $2.30, and the breakout was around $2.61. We were waiting and looking for a bottom. We were waiting and we were looking for a bottom. All those downtrends, all we did was trade it, sell it, and then we continued. But now we were waiting because the market cap got so low. We're talking about a market cap of less than $100 million for a space company. That's how low it got. I mean, how low did it actually get? About 33% down. Yeah. We're talking under $100 million market cap. That's when the risk rewards becomes becomes very, very good, because yes, it can go bankrupt. Of course, it can go bankrupt. Why would the company be under 100 million after billions of dollar valuation? Well, because there is a very, very, very real risk of it become bankrupt. However, it also can signify at least even a short-term bottom or an all-time low bottom. And that's what we've been trying to identify. We tried to identify at $3. It broke $3, so that was our first level. However, we then found another structure that could identify the bottom. This was this downwards, triangle formation that we were looking at, and we finally broke out of it at $2.62. Then we looked for it to break out $3, and it did. So our entries again at $2.63 and $3 were perfect, because right now SPCE is sat at $3.82. Our first target for this, this wasn't actually there, that was a buy-in price later on. I'll explain that line in a second. Our first take profit zone, at least where I took profits and where I announced to everyone I took profit, was $4.50. Why there? Because that was the highs from March of 2025. That's the high we have to get above to create a higher high on the chart. So that's where I took profit, and I don't mind saying that, because I mean it's a 92% profit in a month. So I'll definitely take that off the table. I do still have a long-term position, and I still think if it breaks through $4.50, it can continue to accelerate to the upside. We've got profitability potentially coming for SVC in the next 4 quarters. That's what we're looking forward to. We had a beat on earnings. We're continuing to have beats on earnings for the SPCE. Things they managed to get their parts before tariffs. Everything seemed good in the earnings call, and obviously the investors, the institutions, are looking to re-enter SPCE. So first target was $4.50. I'm looking to see if I can buy back around $3.50. If I'm not able to, that's fine. I've still got my long-term bag. I'm not going to start FOMOing in at these levels. I'll be looking at $6 next. So once we break $4.50, and if we break $4.50, that is another potential 54% move to the upside. Things can start accelerating, and I've got much higher targets as well. So don't worry about targets, because the targets go all the way to $100. Short-term targets, short squeeze targets, are very much in play as well. If I show you my short-term targets from where we are today, from even that we're up 20% already after hours. I've got another target, $4.50. If we go back to that, 18%. Then we've got $5.87. We're looking at 54%, then 82%, then 115%, $8.20. Then the main target, the short squeeze target, the target that we're looking for if retail comes back and they start liquidating all the shorts on SPC, would be a $10 SPC. Once Delta come out, then we can go on our slow journey back to up to $100. But remember, it's a risky stock. Yes, there is short squeeze targets. Martin's been talking about short squeeze. He's been looking at the fundamentals. If that short squeeze does occur, then we're looking at all these targets, another 100% move to the upside, all the way. The short squeeze can easily take us to $10. So that's the short squeeze target. There are targets in between. They'll take profit levels. Remember, high risk, high reward. Good luck to you. Don't put in more than you can afford to lose, and it's already started moving, so you might already be too late. But if you're holding, I'm also holding my long-term bag, and I'm looking at all these levels. I'll say them once more: $4.44, $5.18, $5.88, $6.83, around $8, and then final target $10. Thank you everyone for watching. There will be videos it's going to link to up above my head's over here, not my head, to the side of me. So please do consider watching them. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Okay, we're going to go over to our final news story of today, which is Archer. Actually, before we do that, let's quickly do a chart analysis, because I don't want to keep you waiting too long. SVC. Did I say SVC? No, I meant SPCE. Maybe I said it too fast. SPCE. Sorry. SRFM. Let's quickly do this. We have the chart request, SRFM. Let me just check something. Is that all fine? Yep. Okay. What is this? Surf Air Mobility. This is another eVTOL. It operates an electric aviation and air travel company. We'll have Vaz take a look at this. Vaz will know, has probably heard of this. He's our eVTOL aerospace expert. So, what's your name? Alicia. Alessio. Alessio. Sorry, I'm very bad at pronouncing names. Keep an eye out for Vaz, or go to one of his videos and leave a comment, or find him on Twitter. eVTOL Hub. eVTOL Hub. EVTOL. EVTOL. I call it eVTOL. It's EVTOL. EVTOL Hub. Type that into Twitter and ask Vaz about it. He will probably know a bit about it. But let's do a technical chart analysis for you. Palantiro 19%. 480. Oh, we've got some. Should we do a video on it? Let's do a video on it. Breaking news on Martin Lucas Investors channel. We've just got a chart request for ticker symbol SRFM, Surf Air Mobility. This is a request we've got in. It's not financial advice, so please do not copy my trades. This is just my thoughts and opinions only. We're looking at support resistance. It doesn't mean it's always right. So let's have a look at the request. This came from Alessio Collier. She's saying Palantir owns 19%. The market cap, 48 million shares outstanding, 17 million. Public float, 12 million. Palantir owns 19% of the float. Revenue for FY24. 120 million. Net income improved over 100 million to break even positive. We're going to have a look at the chart analysis in a second, and I'm going to introduce you to our eVTOL, EVTOL expert. Management, new, highly respected team of strong track record, insider buying, CEO and directors bought shares on open market. Tech outlook, electric powertrain development expected in 2027. Debt well managed and under control. Planned dilution reduced. Recently secured 50 million long-term loan, majority not repairable for years. Ask ChatGPT, please give me. So what I'm not going to do that again. I need to make clear this is from the comment section. I cannot verify any of that information. I have no reason to believe it's not correct either. But we will refer you to Vaz. I'll put his Twitter down below in this video. His name is Vaz. He runs our EV side, our EVTOL side of things, flying cars, all that sort of stuff. So he will hopefully give us an analysis on this and see what his thoughts are about this. But what we're doing in this video is a chart analysis. We've got all-time lows at 92 cents. We're just going to open this up. We've got IPO was price was around $34. We're just going to quickly have a long-term view of this before we get into the day-to-day of it. I'm just going to put those levels in place. There we go. We're going to do a quick Fibonacci from the all-time high to the all-time low, see if it matches up with anything. Perfecto, that matches up very, very closely with there. The 50% retrace. Okay, there we go. Just going to put in some lines over here. Okay, we can get rid of the Fibonacci and I can tell you my thoughts. So a stock like this, obviously, is sold off after IPO. A lot of speculative stocks did, but it's trying to find a bottom, and that's when I love to find these companies, when they're trying to find a bottom. It might have already put in its all-time lows at 92 cents. Now it's currently at $2.49. It's been trying to put in higher highs. Unfortunately, the shorter-term trend is towards the downside. You've got a downwards trend occurring right now, or in the short term, medium term, all the way since December of 2024. So what you're going to try to do now is find a bottom for the short term anyway, and that bottom can easily be where it's already found its bottom. Why? Because that was support over there, it was support over here, it was resistance, then support. So $1.90, that's the area of support. As long as it stays above there, it looks like you'll be revisiting $4.48. If it doesn't, keep some money on the side for all-time lows at 95 cents. However, $1.90 seems like a nice area to be in. Again, if I really like the fundamentals, this is again not one of those stocks I look at and I say I'm not buying no matter what. This is one of those stocks I look at and I say if the fundamentals are good enough, it seems to be trying to accumulate at these lower levels. It's trying to break out. More people are holding this. It's got a nice structure. So if I wasn't part of it, we're at $2.50. The support's at $1.90. I might just start laddering in at even these positions. The market cap is 48 million, so highly speculative. A lot of upside potential for this to go to a large market cap, you can easily see a 10x, 20x, 100x on a stock like this if it succeeds in what it's trying to do. Next level of remember, we've got this downwards trend. If this downwards trend breaks, you're looking at $4.48, and then there's not much in your way to get to $7.88, $11, and higher. So this stock technically is not looking terrible at all, as long as there's two things occur. One, you hold $1.88, and two, you break this downward sloping resistance. If those two things occur, we can be looking at a stock that has a lot of upside potential. High risk, $50 million market cap. Don't go all in on this, something like this, but it does look like it's trying to bottom out, and it has a lot of upside potential, a lot of upside targets. As long, two things need to occur. You hold $1.89 and you break out of this downward sloping resistance. Once that occurs, get ready for $4.47 in days, if those two things occur. We will do a fundamental analysis for this. If you'd like, do look at Vaz as well on Twitter, eVTOL up. We will have two videos up here as well. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Okay, we're going to do Archer as well. Mike, please, there's no need to remove those comments. Why? Because that's the person who just they were giving us information on the stock I was just covering. So don't worry about that, Mike. Please, could I ask, when Martin talks about S&P 500, I'm looking to invest that, but I'm not sure 100% which is which. It's on my trading 212, Vanguard, S&P. So distribution or accumulation? Distribution, they're both the S&P 500. You found the right thing. You can choose what you want to do. Distribution, they'll give you the dividends, as in whatever the dividend rate is on the S&P 500, they'll give it to you. ACHR. So that's distribution. They're distributing their dividends. They give it to you. Accumulation is they never give you dividends, but they just automatically put it back into your investment in the S&P 500. What Martin does is he takes distribution, he takes the dividends, and he chooses when to invest. For someone who will never look at the stock and never knows where to buy or sell, then accumulation. They're both the same thing. Rarely any main difference in there's no main difference. It's you're looking at the right thing. Martin buys VU, which I think would be the Vanguard S&P 500. The difference between distribution and accumulation is that. Archer Aviation. Let's do this now. Archer Aviation. Should we do it as a video? We can't cover the Jimmy Fallon stuff because of copyright issues. I think we won't do it as a... Martin, do you want a video for Archer? Or should we just explain it? Anyway, for anyone who's watching live right now, it's FOMO season for Archer. That doesn't mean it's not going to continue going up. It means $18.45 is a potential target. We have the Jimmy Fallon stuff. He came on, a whole new audience finding out about this company. I don't think we need a video on this. I'm just going to give you my thoughts on Archer Aviation, just because. Yeah, let's see. Let me see if Martin wants to respond. In the meantime, let me look at a few of your comments and let's see if we should do a video on Archer. Massive thanks, Sensei. No worries, Rockmanda. We'll come on to Archer just shortly. Can I send details here? Yes, you can. Thank you for that. Yes, Archer video. Okay. I was just reading a rumor that Meta plan to acquire Ripple for X. Yes, it's a rumor, isn't it? I mean, that would be great, wouldn't it? Imagine XRP's price, but who knows? I've seen things. It must be. I don't think it's anything more than a rumor slash fake news. If anything more solid comes out of it, I will look into it. Do you know anything about the SEC lawsuit? Yes, we've already covered it. Rewind, and you'll see the XRP SEC news. Okay. I have somewhere to go straight after this, and I'm overdoing my stream, so I apologise, Martin. I know we'll send everyone to you. We'll do the Archer video very shortly, and we'll do it now. Stay with us. We're going to send you to the opening bell show with Martin. in about 5 to 10 minutes time. Let's have a sip of water. Let's do Archer. Has everyone hit the like button? Please do hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Archer Aviation. Breaking news on Martin Lucas Investors Show. Oh God, I've really messed that up. Let me do it again. There we go again. That's been a while since I've messed up a video. Let me go again. Oof. Breaking news on Martin Lucas Investors channel. My name is Sensei and we are looking at Archer Aviation. Jimmy Fallon show finished. Archer Aviation continuing to pump. So let's have a look at the technical chart analysis of Archer Aviation. Remember, this interview has now occurred. It was on the Tonight Show. Adam Goldstein talks Olympics official air taxi provider in partnership with Archer Aviation.
737-100.
So he's talking here. He's hyping up the stock.
How high off the ground?
So you can see he's
Better.
he's very bullish on his stock, obviously, and he is very much trying to pump it up. In my opinion, again, it's not financial advice, it's just my thoughts and opinions only, but he's on a PR round. He's trying to get as much publicity as he can for that amazing news of the Olympics. Remember, we covered that first on this channel, and we brought you that news before anyone else. Vaz from EVTOL Hub, he's a partner on the show. He brought that news. He gave you the news. We gave you the entries as well. We were buying Archer around $5.60, $7.42, and way before as well. Our best buy was at $2.88. That's all live on the show. We've been covering this stock for a very long time now. Potentially, when was that buy there? That was in September of 2024. So about a year we've been covering the stock. Now we've got Vaz on actually as a partner of the show. I'd recommend you going to his Twitter and watching a video I'm going to link at the end of this. He gives you all the fundamentals on this stock. He does a great job bringing it to you before anyone else, and the most honest news as well. We've got Archer Aviation breaking through $11.64. Did I take profits? Yes, I took profits yesterday. I took about 70% profits, 80% profits. I'm still in for the long term, but I took my trading position out. Why? Because it's the risk to reward on this chart now is not the best thing I've seen. Yes, it can easily go to $18. But I think there will be potential where the hype dies down. We've seen it plenty of times before. They go on for a PR stunt and they continue selling this new. Retail investors come in and then they get punished and then it comes lower. So I'm preparing for that situation to buy back at potentially $9 and $7 if that day ever comes. If it doesn't, I don't mind because I've still got my long-term position on Archer as well, targeting $18. That'll be my next take profit zone. So get prepared for FOMO. Retail investors are now learning about this. People that have never heard about flying cars are now hearing about this on the Tonight Show.
Flying car. Was it the Jetsons?
So he was there. Obviously, this has already got 6,000 views, but live it would have got more. So there's a lot of people. So if you look at the comment section here, you've got people that are excited about the eVTOL industry. We love Adam Goldstein. We've got Archer commenting on the video saying, "Why sit in traffic when you can fly above it? We are proud to be the official air taxi provider of the LA 28 Olympics and Paralympic Games and Team USA, coming to a sky near you." Remember, we had that information very early on. So thank you, Archer, for sharing that. Yes, we need this. DJ AM still alive. Trading under ticker ACHR. Been in for a while. Big things to come. We've got investors here pumping the stock, trying to get it out to those retail. People that have never heard of it before are going to start getting excited. They're going to be in the comment section. They're going to be searching about Archer Aviation. And there might be big investors, there might be small investors, but they're going to start coming in and buying the stock. And FOMOing into the stock. The Tesla of the aviation industry. Archer sounds amazing. 28 can't come soon enough. So you can build an airplane. That's not a flying car. Let's wait and see if they can actually pull it off. Right now, it's all marketing. I actually agree with this. If you're going to go on such a big marketing tour and really start hyping everything up, unlike Vertical Aerospace or Joby, then you need to deliver, because if they don't deliver, this stock will crash. If they don't deliver on all their targets and all they're hyping it out to be, then this stock will crash. That's why I'm starting to de-risk, because they're starting to promise more and more, and they're starting to try and gauge retail into this market. And once retail come in, the institutions can dump it on them, or they will start trying to raise money and dilute the stock. So keep an eye on for that. I'm not saying fight the trend. The trend is very much the upside. Retail are going to start FOMOing in. $18 is a very, very real possibility, but look at the downside risk as well. What I'm going to do is leave you Vaz's Twitter in the comment section below. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Always the most honest channel on YouTube. So thank you for tuning in. We always bring you the news first. Make sure you subscribe for everything eVTOL as well. 2 videos up here for you to watch. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Okay, what we're going to do is send you over to Martin. I have taken Martin's slot, so I apologise, Martin. Martin's got his video out, so what we're going to do is, there we go, all-time high. Oh, interesting. Let's see what this is all about. I'm going to give you the link in. It's already pinned to the top. Everyone go on this video now. I think we've covered everything, haven't we? Anything else I've missed? No. No, I don't think so. I need to get out of here. I need to got audio cutting out a bit. Mark Lane, please do refresh your stream if that's happening. Thank you all. Until next time, stay exactly where you are. This is going to take you to the opening bell show. Thank you, Martin, for letting me go over. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye.